Hey guys, and welcome back to the Mompreneur Mentor YouTube channel. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being a part of my channel. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe for all things entrepreneurship, right? That includes mindset, everything. Anyway, let's get into today's topic, working from home with kids. So I wanted to give you guys some tips on working from home with kids because I've been doing it for a very, very long time. Since I can remember, since I had kids. So that's got to be like, I don't know, 8 years, right? So this can be very challenging, and right now happens to be in the heart of the COVID-19 epidemic. Although I hope you watch this show and this video long down the road when we're not in a coronavirus epidemic, I thought now would be a good time to help some of the people who are struggling to learn to work from home. Excuse the background noise. That is my husband, not my kids. My kids are actually behaving very well while I record. Is it just me, or is having your spouse home during this shelter in place harder than being home with your kids? Anyways, moving on. So, working from home with your kids is going to be a challenge if you've never done that, right? So, what I know a lot of us are either A, planners and day schedulers, or B, come and let it go and as you flow. What I like to practice is a nice hybrid in between, because both of them are extremes, and as we know, it is hard to operate at either extreme and be productive and also function in a happy, healthy, balanced way, right? So I like to make meal times be very important times for interaction with the family, so that when you are working, they don't feel like they are being left out and not getting quality time with you. Because you're at home, it can be tempting to work all the time, to kind of give them, breakfast, lunch, and dinner and not stop working. But what you should be doing is stopping during those times and putting away the laptop, putting away the to-do list, putting away the cell phone, not like putting away all electronics. Make meal times to check in and be present with your children and your family when you're not working. When you do have a work from home lifestyle, right? Meal times are together time, family time. That's my tip number 1. Number 2 is get out once a day, whether it's a walk around the block, make time for this scheduled time, especially if the kids are home with you. It will help them get their wiggles out. So this is usually better to do right after nap time, or if they don't have a nap time, like right after lunchtime when they've got all this energy or they just ate food. Right after a time like where they have peak energy, afternoon is usually what works for us. Let them run around in circles for a little bit, okay? Let yourself get out there and breathe some fresh air, right? To kind of reset. And that will really help your work from home kind of take a nice break in the day in that afternoon slump and kind of refresh and rejuvenate. So what do you do when you are working and you don't want your kids to be just watching TV the whole time? Well, if it happens to be that your kids are really focused and they're watching TV well and it helps you get work done, why don't you focus? Like, I'm not mom shaming, okay? TV's fine, but let's focus on educational TV, right? So there is educational TV that focuses on learning numbers, learning words, that is science-based, like the Magic School Bus, right? So instead of having them watch, if they're going to be consuming media or having TV time so you can have work time, just make sure that it's educational media, right? So that's number 3. So number 1 was make mealtime family focused and centered. so that when you are working, they've gotten that fill, right, of mom, dad, whatever. They've gotten that fill, so they don't feel the need to like keep coming at you, because they've gotten that craving, that innate need that kids have to like get attention, right, and have a piece of you. Like, you know what I'm talking about. They need that time and nurturance and that love and that human connection. We all do, right? So do it during a time when you're already sitting down eating. That's tip number one. And they're gonna be, I promise, they're less likely to come and bother you. Not bother, they're not a bother, but come and interrupt you while you're working at your laptop, right? And they can, because like most humans, after you have social interaction, just like kids, they'll be then, okay, their cup is full, they've got a full cup, now they want to go play by themselves nice and quietly. And honestly, it does happen. It's not impossible, okay? And if they are playing nice and quietly by themselves, let them keep playing nice and quietly by themselves. Number 4. So wait, number 1, meal times, family time. Number 2, take a walk or get out at least once in the day to get wiggles out, especially if you feel them getting riled up. Number 3 is if you're doing media, make sure that it's educational, or just try for it to be educational. And number 4 is if they're being quiet, playing quietly on their own, say they've got Legos, you set them up with coloring crayons or something, let them be and let them come to you when they're done, right? I know you can hear my kids in the background. They're playing out there, but hey, this is the Mompreneur Mentor YouTube channel, right? So number 5, if you do get nap time, most people would say, work during nap time. I say, don't do that. I say, meditate. Meditate, meditate, meditate. It really helps me when I'm working from home with my children to stay mindful, to have patience. Meditation has been so good for me. And if you find yourself getting cabin fever during this time, really struggling to work from home or be productive, try some mindfulness or meditations. You can find free ones here on YouTube, right? And that's number 5. So instead of working during nap time, take time for self-care with meditation, or take a nap yourself if you really need one. You know what I mean? And that being said, also, if you have bedtime, I do like to stay up like 1 or 2 hours past bedtime. I know people like to use this for their TV time, but actually it's the optimal time to get work done if your brain is not too tired from the day. And it's really, really helpful because kids usually go to bed 8, right? 7:30 to 8:30, somewhere between then, depending on your family and their needs. Then you have like 2 hours to get optimal focus done, or anything that you really needed to focus. So at night, I found it really good. So number 6, if you have to take phone calls for your job and you work from home, that's a tough one, especially if you have little kids and they really don't understand phone etiquette, and they don't understand that they do need to be quiet when you're on the phone, or at least be polite. Like, my kids are not understanding now that they should be quiet while I'm recording. That I usually like to separate myself into a room where I can be quiet and they can be quiet doing their own thing, and I'll schedule it for the perfect time, right? So usually for me it's 10 a.m., then breakfast, and they've gotten their wiggles out, and they've got talking time, and they've got all that stuff in during the meal time, and then 10 a.m. they're kind of like, I want to do my own thing, I want to take my space. So I know that that's their schedule. So if you know your kids have a schedule where they're like, okay, I want to do my own thing, maybe schedule your phone calls during those times. I apologize for all the interruptions in this actual video. Or you can take them out maybe on the balcony, if you have a balcony, or let your kids play in the backyard while you can still watch them from the home. If you have to take phone calls as well. What else can I think of? That is my tips and tricks for working from home. Oh, I'll bribe them. I will totally bribe my kids. Like, I'm like, you guys, I just need you to sit down, read books together, or I need you to do your chores. You get a check mark on your weekly chore chart, or you get a piece of chocolate. Mommy's gonna give you chocolate, right? So it's not really bribery, it's positive reinforcement, it's behavioral psychology, however you want to put it. It is what it is. I highly suggest, if you're going to be working from home, that you have your kids have work too. So they can do dishes, they can do laundry, they can help clean the floors. If it keeps them busy and uses up their energy in a productive way, they can do it, and it's considered their work, and they should be proud to be working. They should be proud to be building a work ethic. They should be proud to be self-starters that say, hey, you know what? If you're bored and you can't find anything better to do but fight with your brother, let's find something productive to do, and do it with a happy face on, because you will be rewarded for it, for your good hard work and work ethic building, and it is character building and great for children. Honest to God, it is like very important. I honestly believe every parent should have their children doing chores, especially if you don't want to be doing those chores for the rest of their lives that they're living with you. And if you don't want them to grow up and be adults who then get in their own place and they don't know how to clean it or take care of themselves. Do you really want to raise a child that doesn't know how to take care of themselves or their house? I'm just saying, don't shoot the messenger. But I really do believe in that. I believe it builds great a work ethic, and they can always find something to do. If they say, Mom, I don't know what to do, I'm bored, so and you need to work, say, well, honey, I'm working right now. Mommy needs to work for the family. You know what you can do to be a big helper and help the family too? You can work on something great. I've got a job for you. And then let them know whatever job that they need to do. So those are my basic ones that I can think of off the top of my head. Tips and tricks for working at home with children. I hope you guys survive. I know everyone is going through this crazy coronavirus pandemic, and a lot of you are now working from home and remotely with children, and it might be difficult. So please reach out if you have any other questions. Comment below and let me know how it's going for you and how you're surviving, or if any of my Mompreneur lifestyle hacks can help you out. Check out the link below if you don't work from home and you want to work from home and get into e-commerce, right? Because I give a free training on drop shipping, e-commerce, how to build your own business in e-commerce. It's a free training. It teaches the whole business model. It's in the description box in the link below. Also, don't forget, description box link below, if you want to have my Mompreneur lifestyle hacks and resources list. There's an entrepreneurship resource list. A lot of those have tips and tricks of working from home. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for more great entrepreneurial and e-commerce videos.